Right. Colin, thanks for your time. I'm calling from Montenegro. I want to ask...
What town are you in?
I'm in Podgorica, capital.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to ask you a few questions about GBH and other issues. First, I want to ask you about current situation in Britain. It seems like racial tension is like in 70s and 80s. What do you think about all that? How does it affect you and your music?
It doesn't really affect us, but I mean, it affects the world. So, and our music reflects the world. So, I guess in a few years' time, it might come out in a song or something. But we just keep going. There's no point worrying about stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like 70s were right-wing skinheads. Now it's football hooligans.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? And most of it is fueled by the internet. And I know we're talking via the internet now.
Yeah.
But it is a good form of communication. But bad people can communicate as well. So I don't know what the answer is.
It seems that media has a strong role in today's creation of the world.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, for us, it's we've always been anti-racist.
Yeah.
And the punk scene in general is always anti-racist, and never any prejudice against anyone, gay people, black people, whatever. So all these people going on about Black Lives Matter now, for me especially, I just feel like, well, this is what we've been talking about for 40 years, and this is what we've stood for. So to me, it's like nothing new, but obviously for the younger generation, it is.
Yeah. Now, when was the time in your life when you realized that GBH becoming, beside love, your job, and that touring musician would be your life in future?
Kind of just after we started sort of touring properly, really. None of us had jobs before the band, and the band was something to do to entertain ourselves because we didn't have jobs. And back then you could sign onto the dole and get a little money, enough to just about eat and pay rent and that. And then it kind of dawned on us that if we concentrated and dedicated ourselves to it, it could support us, and it has done. We're not rich or anything.
Yeah.
And we have to keep well, not at the moment, we're not touring, but we have to keep rolling along to make something happen.
What was it hard to realize that kind of life would be, everyday life? Because we know what tour life means: shitty hotels, shitty food, away from the family.
Yeah, traveling, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get a plane and stuff like that. No, we didn't. It was just exciting. It still is, it was just, as long as you have something to do to occupy yourself, it's okay.
Yeah, and now you're one of the band that shaped the punk movement. I mean, the main reason you got further in musical style, punk become more faster and more hardcore. where does that come from for you?
I think because I think most of the original punk bands, they could play instruments before they became a punk band, but we couldn't. So we just, I don't know, just and playing fat. We always liked the faster type of music, and for us, if you're playing fast, there's less time to make a mistake.
Yeah.
So that's how it developed, I guess.
Yeah. And lyrics were more guided to more progressive way than the nihilistic and one way of view from all punk bands.
Yeah, well, we just like, like fast rock and roll, which is a kind of a simple, it's 3-chord music, and it was the stuff we liked, and it made us happy to be able to sort of play our version of it.
Yeah. You have strong connection with Balkans. You played here more times. You even have a song called Belgrade in support to your friends.
Yeah. Well, that was the first time we went was, I think it was 96. And I could be wrong. I'm not very good with dates.
Yeah.
But we got stuck on the border between Hungary and Serbia, and they weren't going to let us in. There was Hungarian mafia saying, we can sneak you in for $1,000 each. We didn't have any money. And then, Nenad from Vox Populi, he was at the border with us, and he phoned his father in Belgrade, and his father had a little bit of influence because he was in the Olympics, I think. He was a boxer for Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
And he made a phone call to someone, and then they let us in. So it was quite amazing.
Yeah.
And then we got to Belgrade, and everyone from the concert was waiting outside for us, because I think many people thought we wouldn't actually arrive. And then we played the concert, and it was fantastic.
How was the perception of the, let's say, Western civilization about what was going in Yugoslavia? You know all the stories because you know people and you have friends, but what was the perception of the media and the people back then?
It wasn't talked about a lot, really. I think it was kind of put together with Russia and what we call the East, Eastern Bloc countries. So we didn't have a lot of knowledge about it, really.
Yeah, because it's weird. There was going war in the heart of the Europe, and people in
and then just after we played Belgrade, sometime later, I was watching the TV news in England, and United Nations planes were bombing it, and that's why we wrote the song. Because I was thinking, our friends live in Belgrade and they're getting bombed, and they're good people and they don't deserve it. And it's just another injustice of the world.
Like you said, government mistakes.
Yeah, people pay for government mistakes, and they're still paying today.
Yeah. You're becoming huge in United States. What do you think about whole genre of American, Californian punk and pop punk?
Well, the first time we went in was 1983. It was just amazing for us, and this is before bands like Green Day and etc. were going, and it was just a really good scene. Lots of people and everyone. That was one of the big things that I suppose surprised us about America. All the people are just the same. I might be English and they might be American, but we're basically the same people. We like the same music. It was something common between us.
Yeah, there was always argument about where the punk started. Was it USA or is it Britain?
It started in between,
in
the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, I think, because the Pistols and the Clash were influenced by the Ramones. The Ramones were influenced by 60s English bands, you know, like the Who and the Kinks and stuff like that. So it kept batting backwards and forwards. So I guess right in the centre of the Atlantic.
And now I want to ask you, for me, one of the paradoxes of punk music is that critics rate the albums. Is it supposed to be that punk means total freedom in creation? What do you think about critics?
There will always be critics. I suppose everyone has a view on something. So, and you have to be a little bit brave to release a record, because you know that some people will like it and some people will hate it, and but you got to do it.
I lost connection for a moment.
Yeah, you're back now.
Yeah, it's okay. For me, that was the paradox to say for a punk band they played good or played bad.
Yeah, I think it's more of the spirit that you play in, and if you sound like you're enjoying yourself, and you can't do any more than that.
Yeah. And next question would be, what was the worst band you ever saw live for any reason?
Oh, the worst band I ever saw. I don't know. We've seen lots of good bands and obviously lots of bad bands, but no one stands out as being particularly terrible.
Maybe drunkest.
Well, that was probably us. It could be. I think everyone has a good day and a bad day, so
you have a song.
Take it as it comes.
You have a song, Alcohol. It says it is like a religion. Was it helpful creatively?
Yeah, well, that song wasn't even meant to be a song. When we recorded our first 12-inch, 8-track EP, we'd finished all the songs and we still had about an hour left. So they said, just go and mess around. So we were just literally messing around, and then we didn't expect it to even put it on the album. Well, it wasn't an album, it was an EP. And then after a few, we played a few concerts after the release, and people were saying, "Are you going to play Alcohol?" And we're going, "No, it's not even a song. It was just messing about." And then we had to learn how to play it, and then it's kind of developed over the years. And but a lot of good things happen that way when they're not supposed to.
Yeah. One of aspects of punk music is questioning authorities. In one of the interviews, you say that you love Sinatra, Elvis. Now, punks would say that's sellout. That is wrong. Those authorities are wrong.
I just like music.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who it is, really. I mean, I don't like everything that Frank Sinatra's ever done, but I do like the way. I remember watching a concert of his on the TV, and before each song, he credited the writers of the song, and I thought, well, that's pretty decent. He didn't have to do that, he's a big star.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you either like something or you don't. And same with Johnny Cash. I like a lot of Johnny Cash stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think anyone who sings from their soul and puts everything into it and believes what they sing,
That's like in case of the Sex Pistols at the end, or Clash when they signed to CBS.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, if you're a band and your ambition is to release records, then you will, I guess, you'll sign with whoever will put your records out there, because you want everyone, you want the world to hear you.
At the end, music is all that left behind.
Yeah.
But for me, the punks are sensitive about those topics, who remain true and hardcore, and who is sellout. And calling for the end, our conversation starts yesterday with the movie. Now, could you recommend us some movies and books that you read?
Movies and books. What was the last movie? I watched a movie called The Life of Pi the other day. It's been out a few. I don't go to the movies very often. It was on TV. I thought that was quite. It's about a guy stuck in a lifeboat with a tiger. It sounds ridiculous, but it is quite a good film. And books. I like reading murder mysteries and stuff like that.
Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie, yeah. But I mean, more modern stuff like an English guy called Lee Child. There's a series of books about the hero is called Jack Reacher, and he's a guy, and he just roams around America, and people ask him for help, and he'll help them. And
yeah, great.
Anything with a good, interesting story.
Yeah. Colin, thanks for your time. I hope you get back to the road soon, and that we all enjoy GBH again soon.
Yeah, I know my beard will be down here, and, but the government over here are pathetic about social distancing, and every day they come out with some new project about this, that, and it's so confusing, because they contradict themselves day after day.
Yeah.
And they have no plan, really. Like at the moment, we have this 2 meter rule. Everyone has to stay 2 meters from each other. Yet all the shops open, or most shops opened yesterday, or Monday, whatever day it is. I don't know. I'm stuck on a desert island, and everyone is waiting. July 4th, all the pubs and bars will open, but only the beer gardens, and all the owners of the pubs are saying, with 2 meter rule, we won't be able to make any money. We'll be making 30% of the money we originally made.
Yeah.
And so now they're on about changing the 2 meters to a 1 meter rule, because if they change it to 1 meter rule, then the pubs will be making 60% of the money that they used to make, which is not making any profit. It's just keeping, it's just keeping things going. So
it's definitely changing in the music and even the life.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a 2 meter rule?
No,
in Montenegro?
We haven't any case of virus like for a month now.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, in Serbia it is bad again. They have like they said, second wave, so no one knows what would be.
Yeah. They're saying that they're saying over here they're expecting a second wave.
Yeah.
But as yet there is no news. But I watched the news the other day, and New Zealand was having rugby matches, and everyone was in bars and pubs and everything. And tomorrow we have our first football match
Yeah.
It's Aston Villa, my team, Aston Villa. But there will be no crowd.
Football without.
It'll be on TV, so I'll watch it. And hopefully we'll win, fingers crossed.
Yeah, but it is good in a way that life is coming back in some way.
Yeah, definitely. Every day is
a
little better, I suppose, than before.
The future is unwritten. Again, Colin, thanks for your time. All best for you and your family.
Okay, and hopefully best for you and everyone in Montenegro.
Yeah. Cheers, thank you.
And hopefully we'll come, when all this is finished, we'll come and do some concerts there.
I hope so. I really hope so. For the first time.
Yes.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers. Take care.
Bye.